My beloved child, there are moments in your life that seem ordinary to you, yet they are carefully arranged within my purpose. This moment is one of them. You may think you clicked on this message by chance, but nothing escapes my attention. Before this day arrived, before this hour unfolded, I knew you would be here listening. I knew the questions hidden within your heart. I knew the burdens you have carried in silence. I knew the battles you have fought behind closed doors where no one else could see. That is why I am speaking to you now. I do not speak to increase your fear. I speak to awaken your faith. There are many voices in this world competing for your attention. Some tell you that you are not enough. Others remind you of your failures. Some try to convince you that your best days are behind you. Yet, my voice speaks differently. I tell you that your story is not finished. I tell you that what appears delayed is not forgotten. I tell you that what seems broken is not beyond restoration. Many times you have looked at your circumstances and concluded that nothing is changing. You have measured your progress by what your eyes could see. You have examined your life and wondered whether your prayers still matter. But, my child, faith does not grow through sight alone. Faith grows when you continue walking, even when the road ahead is unclear. Faith grows when you trust me while answers remain hidden. Faith grows when you refuse to surrender hope. There are things happening beneath the surface of your life that you cannot yet understand. Just as a seed grows underground long before it breaks through the soil, I am working in places your eyes cannot reach. Do not mistake silence for absence. Do not mistake waiting for rejection. Do not mistake preparation for punishment. I have never abandoned you. Even during the nights when you felt completely alone, I was beside you. Even during the moments when your heart was overwhelmed with uncertainty, I was holding you together. Even during the seasons when your prayers seemed unanswered, I was listening to every word. You often ask me to change your circumstances, and I understand those requests. I know your desire for relief. I know your longing for peace. I know your need for direction. Yet there are times when my greatest work is not around you, but within you. I am shaping your character. I am strengthening your faith. I am teaching you to stand firm when life becomes difficult, because the blessings I am preparing require a stronger version of you. If I handed you everything immediately, you might celebrate the gift, but miss the growth. Growth is not punishment. Growth is preparation, and preparation is evidence that I have plans for your future. Listen carefully. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's path. Stop measuring your worth by temporary outcomes. Stop allowing disappointment to become your identity. You are more than your mistakes. You are more than your setbacks. You are more than your fears. The world may label you according to your failures, but I see you according to your purpose. I know who you are even when you forget. I know your value even when you doubt it. I know your future even when you cannot imagine it. That is why I need you to stop speaking against yourself. Every time you declare that nothing will improve, you strengthen the chains of discouragement. Every time you believe that your situation is hopeless, you give fear more room to grow. Instead, begin to align your thoughts with truth. Speak life where fear once spoke. Speak hope where doubt once ruled. Speak faith where anxiety once lived. The transformation of your life often begins with the transformation of your thinking. Do not underestimate the power of your daily choices. A small act of faith can change the direction of an entire season. A small decision to trust me can open doors you never expected. A small step forward can begin a journey that changes everything. Many people wait for giant miracles while ignoring the small opportunities placed before them. Yet I often work through simple acts of obedience. One step, one prayer, one act of kindness, one decision to continue. That is how great stories are built, and your story is still being written. There will come a day when you look back and understand why certain doors closed. You will understand why certain relationships ended. You will understand why certain delays occurred. You will see that what felt like loss was often protection. What felt like disappointment was often redirection. What felt like confusion was often preparation. Trust me enough to keep moving forward. Do not allow temporary pain to convince you of permanent defeat. Do not let today's struggle define tomorrow's possibilities. You are stronger than you realize because my strength is working within you. And as you continue listening to these messages, I want you to remain until the very end. Do not rush away too quickly. There are truths I will reveal that can help you navigate difficult seasons, strengthen your faith, and bring greater peace into your daily life. Take these words seriously. Apply them. Reflect upon them. Allow them to become part of your everyday walk. And if these words are speaking to your heart right now, write yes in the comments as a declaration that you are choosing faith over fear and hope over discouragement. If this message has encouraged you and brought peace to your spirit, consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who may need this encouragement today. Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal next may help you understand your journey in ways you never have before. My beloved child, there are things happening in your life right now that remain hidden from your sight. You see the surface, but I see the entire picture. You see the present moment, but I see every chapter that has already been written within my purpose. You see what appears delayed, uncertain, and incomplete, while I see what is being formed with perfect timing. This is why I tell you not to become discouraged when answers do not arrive as quickly as you expected. Many times you have looked at your circumstances and asked, "Why is this taking so long?" You have watched opportunities pass by. You have waited for doors to open. You have prayed for situations to change. You have hoped for clarity while walking through confusion. Yet even in those moments, I was working. I was working when you could not feel my presence. I was working when you questioned your progress. I was working when everything seemed still. There are seasons that appear empty only because you measure them by visible results. But growth does not always announce itself. Transformation often happens quietly. Consider how a tree grows. Its roots expand beneath the ground long before anyone notices the branches. The strongest foundations are often built where no one can see them. The same is true for your life. While you have been focusing on what has not happened yet, I have been strengthening the roots of your faith. While you have been wondering when things will change, I have been preparing you for what is coming. While you have been counting delays, I have been creating opportunities beyond your imagination. Trust the process, even when you cannot trace every detail. Trust my wisdom, even when you cannot understand my timing. Trust my heart, even when circumstances seem unclear. You often ask me for certainty before taking a step forward. Yet faith was never designed to function that way. Faith moves before all the answers arrive. Faith trusts before every question is resolved. Faith continues walking even when the destination is not fully visible. Do not wait until fear disappears before moving forward. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to trust me while fear still whispers around you. Many of the limitations you struggle against are not around you. They are within you. Sometimes the greatest obstacle is not the closed door. Sometimes the greatest obstacle is the belief that the door will never open. Sometimes the greatest obstacle is not the challenge itself. Sometimes it is the fear that tells you not to try. I want you to understand something important. The thoughts you repeatedly entertain eventually shape the direction of your life. If you constantly focus on defeat, you will struggle to recognize opportunity. If you constantly focus on failure, you will overlook progress. If you constantly focus on fear, you will miss the evidence of my faithfulness. This is why I call you to renew your mind. Begin paying attention to what you allow into your heart. Guard your peace. Protect your faith. Be careful about the voices you choose to believe. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every criticism deserves your agreement. Not every negative thought deserves your acceptance. Listen to my voice above the noise. When the world tells you that you are not enough, remember that I created you with intention. When fear tells you that nothing will change, remember that I specialize in impossible situations. When doubt tells you to quit, remember how many times I've already carried you through difficulties you never thought you would survive. You are still here. You are still standing. You are still moving forward. That is not an accident. Many battles have already been won that you never even noticed. Many dangers have already been removed from your path without your awareness. Many blessings have already begun moving toward you, even though you cannot yet see them. There is so much happening beyond your current perspective. This is why gratitude is powerful. Gratitude helps you recognize, my goodness, even before the full answer arrives. Gratitude keeps your heart open during seasons of waiting. Gratitude reminds you that my faithfulness is not dependent upon your circumstances. Start each day by remembering what I have already done. Remember the times I provided when resources were limited. Remember the times I guided you when you felt lost. Remember the times I strengthened you when you thought you could not continue. Those memories are evidence. They are reminders that I have never failed you. And I will not begin now. There are people listening to this message who feel exhausted. Some of you have carried responsibilities that no one fully understands. Some of you have been fighting private battles while maintaining a brave face in public. Some of you have been pouring into others while feeling empty yourselves. Hear me clearly. You do not have to carry everything alone. You were never meant to. Release the burdens that belong in my hands. Release the pressure to control every outcome. Release the need to have every answer today. Rest does not mean giving up. Rest means trusting that I am still working even when you pause. The world celebrates constant striving, but there is wisdom in learning to rest within my presence. There is strength in surrender. There is peace in trust. There is freedom in knowing that your future does not depend entirely upon your own effort. Continue doing what is right. Continue taking faithful steps. Continue showing kindness. Continue choosing integrity. Continue believing even when progress feels slow. Because every act of obedience matters. Every prayer matters. Every decision matters. Every moment of faith matters. Nothing is wasted when it is placed in my hands. As you continue through this journey with me, stay until the end of these messages. Each part is meant to build upon the last and help you develop a deeper understanding of faith, purpose, patience, healing, and spiritual growth. The lessons ahead may reveal answers to struggles you have carried for years. Take these truths into your daily life. Practice them, reflect upon them, live them. And if you choose today to trust my timing instead of your fears, write "I trust" in the comments as a declaration of faith. And if these words are strengthening your heart, share this message with someone who may need encouragement during their own season of waiting. Remember this, my beloved child. What you cannot see today may become the very testimony you thank me for tomorrow. And if these messages strengthened your spirit, encouraged your heart, or helped you through difficult seasons, share this video with someone who may need hope tonight. And if you feel led to support this ministry so these words can continue reaching hurting hearts around the world, you can do so through the link given below. My beloved child, there is something I need you to understand today. Too often, you measure your life by what has not happened yet. You count the doors that remain closed. You focus on the prayers that seem unanswered. You look at the distance between where you are and where you hope to be, and because of that distance, discouragement begins to settle into your heart. But I did not create you to live in constant disappointment. I did not create you to spend your days comparing your journey to someone else's path. I did not create you to define your worth by visible achievements. You were created for something greater. You were created to walk with me. You were created to grow through every season. You were created to become the person I intended from the very beginning. The problem is not that you have dreams. The problem is that sometimes you allow those dreams to become the measure of your value. When a goal is delayed, you begin to question yourself. When an opportunity disappears, you begin to doubt your future. When circumstances become difficult, you begin to wonder if I have forgotten you. Yet none of those conclusions are true. A delayed answer is not evidence of abandonment. A closed door is not proof of rejection. A difficult season is not a sign that your future has been canceled. There are moments when I protect you through redirection. There are moments when I bless you through delay. There are moments when I strengthen you through waiting. You do not always understand these moments while you are living through them, but one day you will look back and see my hand guiding you through places where you could not guide yourself. Think about how many things you once desperately wanted that would not have benefited you if they had arrived at the wrong time. Think about how many situations seemed devastating at first, but later revealed hidden blessings. Think about how many times what felt like an ending became the beginning of something better. I want you to remember those moments. They are reminders that my wisdom extends beyond your current perspective. You often see one chapter. I see the entire story. You see one obstacle. I see the path around it. You see one disappointment. I see the purpose that can emerge from it. That is why I am asking you today to stop allowing temporary circumstances to determine your outlook. Do not surrender your peace to situations that are still unfolding. Do not allow uncertainty to steal the joy available to you right now. There is life happening in this moment. There is purpose in this day. There is value in this season. You do not need to wait until everything is perfect before you begin living fully. Too many people postpone joy. They say they will be happy when the promotion comes. They say they will be happy when the relationship improves. They say they will be happy when the finances change. They say they will be happy when the future becomes clear. But happiness built entirely upon circumstances will always remain fragile. True peace comes from knowing that I am with you regardless of what is happening around you. True confidence comes from trusting my presence even when life feels uncertain. True strength comes from building your foundation upon something greater than temporary conditions. My beloved child, learn to appreciate the blessings that already surround you. Learn to notice the small victories. Learn to celebrate progress even when perfection has not arrived. Learn to recognize my goodness in ordinary moments. Many miracles go unnoticed because people are waiting for dramatic signs. Yet some of the greatest gifts I provide appear in simple forms. A conversation that encourages your spirit, a moment of unexpected peace, a lesson that changes your perspective, a strength that appears when you need it most, a door that quietly opens at exactly the right time. These things matter. These things are evidence of my care. These things remind you that I am actively involved in your life. I also want you to understand that growth often feels uncomfortable. Growth requires change. Growth challenges familiar patterns. Growth asks you to leave behind old beliefs that no longer serve your purpose. Sometimes I allow you to become uncomfortable because comfort can keep you from becoming who you are meant to be. Do not fear growth. Do not resist transformation. Do not cling so tightly to the familiar that you miss the opportunities ahead. The person you are becoming is stronger than the person you were. The wisdom you are gaining is preparing you for future responsibilities. The faith you are developing is preparing you for future victories. Nothing is wasted. Not your tears, not your struggles, not your failures, not your waiting. I can use all of it. I can redeem all of it. I can transform all of it. But you must continue trusting me. Continue believing when the road seems long. Continue praying when answers feel distant. Continue moving forward when progress appears slow. Every step matters. Every choice matters. Every act of faith matters. There are viewers listening right now who feel as though they are behind in life. You compare your timeline to others. You compare your achievements to others. You compare your circumstances to others. And because of that comparison, you feel discouraged. Stop doing that. Your journey is unique. Your timing is unique. Your purpose is unique. You do not know the battles others are facing. You do not know the preparation happening behind the scenes. You do not know the full story. Focus on the path I have placed before you. Focus on the lessons I am teaching you. Focus on the opportunities I am giving you today. When you do that, peace will begin replacing anxiety. Contentment will begin replacing comparison. Hope will begin replacing discouragement. And slowly, you will start seeing your life through a different perspective. Not as a collection of delays, not as a list of disappointments, but as a journey of growth, preparation, and purpose. Stay with me through this entire message series, because each part is designed to help you develop stronger faith, greater wisdom, deeper peace, and a clearer understanding of how to navigate life's challenges. What you learn here can help transform the way you think, live, and respond to difficult seasons. Take these words seriously. Apply them daily. Allow them to shape your decisions. Allow them to strengthen your heart. And if you choose today to stop comparing your journey and start trusting my timing, write, "My time will come," in the comments below. And if these words are helping you see your life differently, send this message to someone who needs encouragement today. Remember, my beloved child, your future is not determined by what has not happened yet. Your future is being shaped by what you choose to believe, learn, and become right now. My beloved child, there are moments when the weight upon your shoulders feels heavier than you can explain. You wake up carrying concerns that follow you throughout the day. You try to remain strong. You try to keep moving forward. You try to hide the pressure from those around you. Yet deep within your heart, there are questions you rarely speak aloud. Will things ever get better? Will this burden ever become lighter? Will this struggle ever end? I know those questions. I hear them even when you never speak them. I see the silent battles that no one else notices. I see the nights when sleep does not come easily. I see the worries that return again and again. I see the disappointments you carry beneath your smile. And I want you to hear me clearly today. The battle you are facing is not the end of your story. The challenge before you is not greater than my power. The obstacle in your path is not beyond my ability to overcome. You may feel surrounded by uncertainty, but uncertainty does not mean defeat. You may feel overwhelmed, but being overwhelmed does not mean you are abandoned. You may feel weak, but weakness does not mean you are without strength. Sometimes you think strength means never struggling. Sometimes you think strength means never feeling afraid. Sometimes you think strength means never becoming tired. But true strength is different. True strength is continuing to trust when answers are delayed. True strength is continuing to love when life becomes difficult. True strength is continuing to move forward when the path is unclear. That is the kind of strength I am building within you. Many people want immediate victories, but they do not want the growth that prepares them to sustain those victories. Many people pray for greater opportunities while resisting the process that develops greater character. Many people desire transformation while avoiding discomfort. Yet transformation often requires stretching. Growth often requires patience. Wisdom often develops through experience. And faith often grows strongest during seasons that test it. Do not be ashamed of your struggles. Do not believe the lie that your difficulties make you less valuable. Your challenges do not define your identity. Your circumstances do not determine your worth. Your setbacks do not cancel your purpose. I have never measured you according to your worst day. I have never defined you by your greatest mistake. I have never looked at your life and concluded that your future is finished. I see beyond the moment. I see beyond the failure. I see beyond the fear. I see who you are becoming. And what I see fills me with purpose for your future. There are lessons you are learning right now that will serve you later. There is wisdom being developed right now that will guide you later. There is strength being built right now that will sustain you later. Nothing you are experiencing is without meaning. Even the difficult seasons contain valuable lessons. Even the painful moments can produce growth. Even the setbacks can become stepping stones. When you place them in my hands, I can use every experience for good. This does not mean every situation is good. It means I am able to bring good from situations that seem impossible. I am able to create purpose from pain. I am able to create wisdom from mistakes. I am able to create strength from struggle. This is why I do not want you to lose hope. Hope is more powerful than you realize. Hope keeps your vision alive. Hope keeps your heart open. Hope keeps your faith moving forward. The enemy of your peace wants you to believe that nothing will ever change. The enemy of your faith wants you to believe that your efforts are pointless. The enemy of your future wants you to believe that your best days are behind you. But those thoughts do not come from me. I am the source of hope. I am the source of strength. I am the source of peace. When you feel surrounded by darkness, remember that darkness has never been stronger than light. A single light can transform an entire room, and my light within you is greater than any darkness around you. Do not underestimate what I can do through a willing heart. Do not underestimate what I can do through persistent faith. Do not underestimate what I can do through someone who refuses to give up. Many of the greatest victories begin during moments when people feel like quitting. Many of the greatest breakthroughs happen after long seasons of waiting. Many of the greatest testimonies begin with circumstances that seemed impossible. You may not see the full picture today. You may not understand every detail today. You may not know exactly how things will unfold. But you do not need complete understanding in order to trust me. You only need to take the next step. One step of faith, one decision to trust, one choice to keep going, and then another, and another. That is how mountains are climbed. That is how healing begins. That is how transformation happens, one faithful step at a time. My beloved child, stop focusing only on how far you still have to go. Take a moment to recognize how far you have already come. You have survived things you once thought would break you. You have overcome challenges you once thought were impossible. You have endured seasons you never expected to survive. Yet here you are, still standing, still learning, still growing, still moving forward. That is evidence of my faithfulness. That is evidence of my strength working within you. That is evidence that your story is still unfolding. As you continue listening to these messages, remain with me until the very end. The truths ahead are not only meant to inspire you for a moment, they are meant to equip you with wisdom you can apply every day, helping you navigate challenges, strengthen your faith, and discover greater peace in every season of life. Reflect on these words. Practice them. Live them. Allow them to shape your perspective. And if you believe that your current battle is not the end of your story, write, "I will keep going," in the comments as a declaration of faith. And if these words are helping you find strength during a difficult season, share this message with someone who may need encouragement today. Remember this, my beloved child. What feels like a battle today may become the testimony that inspires countless others tomorrow. My beloved child, I know there are things you have lost along the way. Some losses were visible. Others were hidden deep within your heart. There were dreams that did not unfold as you expected. There were opportunities that slipped through your hands. There were relationships that changed. There were seasons that left you carrying questions you still cannot fully answer. And because of those experiences, there are moments when you look backward more than you look forward. You remember what could have been. You remember what you hoped would happen. You remember the plans you carefully built. You remember the prayers that seemed unanswered. I know those memories. I know the disappointment attached to them. I know the ache that sometimes returns when you think about them. But today I want you to hear my voice above every regret. What you have lost is not greater than what I am preparing. Do not allow your future to be imprisoned by your past. Do not spend so much time mourning closed chapters that you fail to recognize the new pages being written. There are people who spend years staring at doors I have already closed while ignoring the doors I am beginning to open. Do not become one of them. There is a reason I tell you to keep moving forward. Forward is where growth happens. Forward is where healing begins. Forward is where purpose unfolds. Forward is where new opportunities emerge. You cannot rewrite yesterday, but you can choose how you respond today. Many of your greatest struggles have come from trying to understand everything immediately. You want answers now. You want clarity now. You want certainty now. Yet some truths can only be understood after time has passed. There are things you will appreciate later that you cannot fully appreciate today. There are blessings you will recognize later that currently appear as disappointments. There are lessons you will value later that currently feel uncomfortable. Trust that my perspective reaches farther than yours. When you only see one piece of the puzzle, it is easy to become discouraged. But I see the completed picture. I know how every piece fits together. I know how every chapter contributes to the story. I know how every season contributes to your growth. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is beyond my ability to redeem. Even the mistakes you regret, even the decisions you wish you could undo, even the failures that still trouble your mind, bring them to me. Stop carrying them alone. Too many people remain trapped because they refuse to release what happened yesterday. They replay old conversations. They relive old disappointments. They revisit old wounds. And without realizing it, they allow the past to continue controlling the present. My beloved child, healing begins when you stop building your identity around your pain. Your pain may be part of your story, but it is not your identity. Your struggle may be part of your journey, but it is not your destination. Your setback may be part of your experience, but it is not your future. I am doing more than repairing your circumstances. I am restoring your vision. I am restoring your confidence. I am restoring your ability to hope again. There are dreams you buried because disappointment convinced you they were impossible. There are goals you stopped pursuing because failure made you afraid. There are opportunities you no longer consider because fear convinced you that trying again would only lead to more pain. But fear is not your guide. Fear has never been your guide. I am your guide. And when I lead you toward life. I lead you toward growth. I lead you toward purpose. Do not let previous disappointments stop you from embracing future possibilities. Not every door will close. Not every opportunity will disappear. Not every season will be difficult. Life changes. Seasons change. People change. Circumstances change. And sometimes the very thing you thought would never happen arrives when you least expect it. This is why hope matters. Hope keeps your heart open. Hope keeps your faith alive. Hope allows you to recognize opportunities when they appear. Never underestimate the power of a hopeful heart. A hopeful heart can continue believing while others surrender. A hopeful heart can continue planting while others quit. A hopeful heart can continue trusting while others become bitter. And bitterness is one of the greatest dangers you must avoid. Bitterness convinces people to close their hearts. Bitterness convinces people to expect disappointment. Bitterness convinces people that nothing good remains ahead. Do not allow bitterness to take root. Choose forgiveness. Choose gratitude. Choose faith. Not because everything is perfect, but because those choices protect your future. My beloved child, there is still goodness ahead. There is still purpose ahead. There is still growth ahead. There is still joy ahead. Do not conclude that your best days have already passed. The story is not finished. The chapter is not complete. The journey is still unfolding. Many blessings are delayed, not because they have been denied, but because they are still being prepared. Many answers are delayed not because they have been forgotten, but because the timing is still developing. Trust me enough to believe that something meaningful can emerge from this season. Trust me enough to keep showing up every day. Trust me enough to keep moving forward. Trust me enough to keep believing. Because what I am preparing is greater than what you have lost. What I am building is stronger than what fell apart. What I am teaching you is more valuable than what was taken away. And one day you will look back and understand that what seemed like an ending was actually a beginning. Stay with me through this entire message series. Every lesson is designed to help you grow stronger, think more clearly, live more intentionally, and build a life rooted in faith, wisdom, and peace. What you learn here can become practical guidance for your daily walk and help you navigate challenges with greater confidence. Take these truths into your heart. Apply them to your life. Practice them consistently. Allow them to transform the way you think. And if you are choosing today to release the past and trust what I am preparing for your future, write, "I choose hope," in the comments below. And if these words have encouraged your heart and brought peace to your spirit, consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who needs this message today. Remember, my beloved child, what you have lost may be painful, but it is not greater than the purpose, growth, healing, and blessing I am preparing for your future. If these messages strengthened your spirit, encouraged your heart, or helped you through difficult seasons, share this video with someone who may need hope tonight. And if you feel led to support this ministry so these words can continue reaching hurting hearts around the world, you can do so through the link given below. My beloved child, I know that waiting is not easy for you. You live in a world that celebrates speed. Everywhere you look, people are rushing. They rush toward success. They rush toward recognition. They rush toward answers. They rush toward outcomes. Yet many of the most valuable things I create within a life cannot be rushed. The strongest trees do not grow overnight. The deepest rivers are not formed in a single day. The greatest wisdom is not gained in a moment. And the strongest faith is not developed without seasons of waiting. This is why I need you to understand something important. The season you are currently walking through may not be delaying your purpose. It may be preparing you for it. You often think that nothing is happening because nothing dramatic is changing around you. But my work is not always visible. Some of my greatest work happens beneath the surface, where human eyes cannot see. While you are waiting, I am teaching you patience. While you are waiting, I am strengthening your character. While you are waiting, I am helping you discover strengths you never knew you possessed. While you are waiting, I am removing habits, fears, and beliefs that would limit your future. Do not underestimate what can happen during a season that appears quiet. Many people want the blessing, but they resist the preparation. Many people want the harvest, but they avoid the planting. Many people want the reward, but they reject the process. Yet the process is often where the greatest transformation occurs. Think about your own life. The moments that shaped you most were not always the easiest moments. The lessons that changed you most were not always learned during comfort. The growth that strengthened you most often emerged from challenges you never wanted to face. What felt difficult at the time later became valuable. What felt painful later became wisdom. What felt like a setback later became preparation. This is why I ask you not to despise the season you are in. Instead of constantly asking when the season will end, ask what it is teaching you. Instead of focusing only on what you lack, focus on what you are learning. Instead of becoming frustrated by what has not happened yet, pay attention to who you are becoming. Because who you become is often more important than what you receive. There are people who receive opportunities they are not prepared to manage. There are people who receive success they are not prepared to sustain. There are people who receive blessings they are not prepared to steward. I do not want that for you. I want you to be ready. I want you to be grounded. I want you to be strong enough to carry what I place into your hands. That is why preparation matters. And preparation requires patience. My beloved child, do not allow impatience to rob you of peace. Impatience creates unnecessary anxiety. Impatience causes you to focus on what is missing instead of appreciating what is present. Impatience convinces you that progress is not happening simply because it is not happening as quickly as you would prefer. But progress is still progress. Growth is still growth. Preparation is still preparation, even when it unfolds slowly. Trust that every day matters. Trust that every lesson matters. Trust that every act of faith matters. Nothing is insignificant when it is placed in my hands. There are some of you listening who feel tired of waiting. You have prayed for change, you have worked hard, you have remained faithful, and still you wonder why the answer has not arrived. Hear me carefully. Do not confuse delay with denial. Do not confuse waiting with abandonment. Do not confuse silence with absence. I have not forgotten you. I have not overlooked you. I have not misplaced your prayers. I know exactly where you are. I know exactly what you need. And I know exactly what I am doing. Even when you cannot see it, even when you cannot feel it, even when you cannot understand it, trust me. Trust me when the road feels long. Trust me when progress feels slow. Trust me when circumstances remain unclear, because my faithfulness is not dependent on your ability to understand every detail. My faithfulness remains constant. The same faithfulness that carried you through previous challenges is carrying you now. The same faithfulness that provided before can provide again. The same faithfulness that guided before can guide again. The same faithfulness that strengthened before can strengthen again. Do not forget what I have already done. Too often, people remember their disappointments, but forget their victories. Too often, people remember their fears, but forget my faithfulness. Too often, people focus on what remains unfinished while overlooking all the ways I have already helped them. Take time to remember. Remember the obstacles you have already overcome. Remember the lessons you have already learned. Remember the growth that has already occurred. Remember the prayers that have already been answered. Those memories are not accidents. They are reminders. They are evidence. They are proof that your journey has not been without purpose. My beloved child, your waiting season is not empty. Your waiting season is not meaningless. Your waiting season is not wasted. It is a classroom. It is a workshop. It is a preparation ground. And if you allow it, this season can strengthen you in ways that comfort never could. Continue walking. Continue learning. Continue trusting. Continue growing. Do not give up because progress feels slow. Do not stop because answers seem distant. Do not lose hope because the outcome remains unseen. Keep moving forward, one faithful step at a time. Stay with me through the remaining parts of this journey, because each message is designed to help you develop practical wisdom, stronger faith, emotional resilience, and a deeper understanding of how to navigate life's challenges with confidence and peace. The lessons ahead can help you transform not only your thinking, but also the way you approach every season of your life. Take these words into your heart. Reflect upon them daily. Apply them consistently. Allow them to shape your decisions. And if you believe that your waiting season is preparing you rather than punishing you, write, "I trust the process," in the comments below. And if these words encouraged your spirit today, share this message with someone who may be struggling through their own season of waiting. Remember, my beloved child, what feels slow today may become the very foundation of the strength, wisdom, and blessing you will need tomorrow. My beloved child, there are moments when you look at yourself and wonder whether you are truly changing. You see your weaknesses. You notice your mistakes. You become aware of your struggles. And because those things remain visible, you sometimes conclude that no real progress is taking place. But I need you to understand something today. Transformation is often difficult to recognize while it is happening. The person who grows every day rarely notices the growth immediately. The person becoming stronger often feels weak during the process. The person gaining wisdom often feels uncertain while learning. And the person being transformed often sees their imperfections more clearly than their progress. Do not allow that to discourage you. The fact that you notice your weaknesses does not mean I am not working within you. The fact that you still face challenges does not mean you are standing still. The fact that you have not arrived does not mean you are not moving forward. Growth is a journey. Transformation is a process. Maturity develops one step at a time. Too many people quit because they expect instant results. They want immediate change. They want immediate answers. They want immediate confidence. But lasting transformation is built gradually. Every lesson you learn matters. Every decision you make matters. Every time you choose faith over fear, something within you grows stronger. Every time you choose patience over frustration, something within you develops. Every time you choose kindness, when bitterness feels easier, something within you is transformed. You may not see these changes immediately, but they are happening, and they matter more than you realize. My beloved child, one of the greatest mistakes you can make is comparing your progress to someone else's journey. You see their victories. You see their accomplishments. You see the parts of their story that are visible. But you do not see everything they have endured. You do not see every lesson they had to learn. You do not see every challenge they faced. You do not see every battle they fought in secret. Comparison blinds you to your own growth. Comparison causes you to overlook the progress I am creating in your life. Comparison steals gratitude. Comparison steals peace. Comparison steals joy. Do not measure yourself against other people. Measure yourself against who you were yesterday. Ask yourself whether you are becoming wiser. Ask yourself whether you are becoming stronger. Ask yourself whether you are becoming more patient, more compassionate, more faithful. Those are the questions that matter. Because true success is not merely about achievement. True success is about growth. True success is about character. True success is about becoming the person you were created to be. Many people achieve outward success while remaining inwardly empty. Many people gain recognition while losing peace. Many people acquire possessions while neglecting their purpose. Do not chase what the world celebrates if it causes you to lose what truly matters. Instead, pursue wisdom, pursue integrity, pursue faith, pursue purpose, because those things create a foundation that can withstand any season. My beloved child, there are areas of your life where you still feel uncertain. There are questions you cannot answer. There are situations you cannot control. There are outcomes you cannot predict. And because of that uncertainty, fear sometimes tries to take hold. Fear tells you that things will never improve. Fear tells you that your efforts are pointless. Fear tells you that failure is inevitable. But fear is a poor guide. Fear focuses on limitations. Faith focuses on possibilities. Fear magnifies obstacles. Faith magnifies purpose. Fear keeps people standing still. Faith helps people move forward. I am not asking you to ignore reality. I am asking you to see reality through the lens of trust rather than fear. Trust that I am working even when progress seems slow. Trust that I am guiding even when the path seems unclear. Trust that I am preparing even when answers have not yet arrived. You do not need to know everything to take the next step. You only need enough faith to keep moving. One step, one decision, one act of obedience, one day at a time. That is how great transformations occur. That is how strong lives are built. That is how purpose unfolds. There are some of you listening today who feel disappointed with yourselves. You expected to be further along by now. You expected to have accomplished more. You expected to have overcome certain struggles already. And because those expectations remain unmet, you have become critical of yourself. My beloved child, stop speaking to yourself with words you would never speak to someone you love. Stop defining yourself by your shortcomings. Stop magnifying every mistake. Stop treating every setback as proof that you are failing. You are learning. You are growing. You are becoming. The journey is not finished. The process is not complete. The story is still unfolding. Give yourself permission to grow. Give yourself permission to learn. Give yourself permission to become stronger over time. Do not expect perfection. Pursue progress. Do not demand immediate results. Commit to consistent growth. Do not allow temporary setbacks to convince you that lasting change is impossible. Because change is happening. You may not always see it. You may not always feel it, but it is happening. Every lesson is shaping you. Every challenge is teaching you. Every season is preparing you. Nothing is wasted when it is placed in my hands. My beloved child, continue staying with me through these messages, because each lesson is designed to help you build a stronger life, one rooted in wisdom, faith, emotional strength, patience, and purpose. The truths ahead are not merely meant to inspire you for a few moments. They are meant to help you develop habits and perspectives that can transform the way you live every day. Reflect on these words. Apply them. Practice them consistently. Allow them to shape your future. And if you believe that I am still working within you, even when you cannot fully see the results yet, write, "I am growing" in the comments below. And if this message encouraged your heart today, share it with someone who may need a reminder that progress is still taking place, even during difficult seasons. Remember, my beloved child, transformation does not happen all at once. It happens one faithful step, one wise choice, and one day of trust at a time. My beloved child, there are doors you have asked me to open. There are opportunities you have prayed for. There are breakthroughs you have imagined. There are answers you have waited to receive. And while there is nothing wrong with bringing those desires before me, I want you to understand a truth that can transform the way you approach your future. Sometimes the door is not the first thing that needs to change. Sometimes you are. Many people spend years asking me to change their circumstances while resisting the changes I desire to make within them. They ask for greater opportunities while refusing greater responsibility. They ask for greater influence while avoiding greater discipline. They ask for greater blessings while neglecting the wisdom needed to manage them. But my beloved child, I am not only concerned with where you are going, I am also concerned with who you become along the way. Because if your character cannot sustain the blessing itself can become a burden. If your mindset cannot sustain the opportunity can become overwhelming. If your heart is not prepared for what you are requesting, what should have helped you may instead harm you. This is why preparation matters. And this is why I sometimes focus on developing you before changing your circumstances. You often pray for a new chapter, but first, I teach you lessons from the current chapter. You pray for a larger assignment, but first I teach you faithfulness in smaller responsibilities. You pray for greater peace, but first I teach you how to stop feeding unnecessary anxiety. You pray for stronger relationships, but first I teach you how to become more patient, understanding, and wise. Everything has purpose. Everything has timing. Everything has preparation attached to it. My beloved child, do not become frustrated when growth feels uncomfortable. Growth often requires you to confront beliefs that no longer serve you. Growth often requires you to release habits that keep you stuck. Growth often requires you to leave familiar patterns behind. And change is rarely comfortable, but comfort has never been the highest goal. Transformation is. There are some thoughts you have carried for years that need to be replaced. You have believed you are not capable enough. You have believed you are too late. You have believed your past mistakes permanently define you. You have believed your limitations are stronger than your possibilities. Yet those beliefs are not helping you move forward. Those beliefs are keeping you small. Those beliefs are preventing you from seeing yourself through my perspective. I did not create you to live imprisoned by fear. I did not create you to remain trapped by regret. I did not create you to spend your life doubting your value. You were created for growth. You were created for purpose. You were created to become stronger with every season. And that means some old beliefs must be released, not because they were always intentional, but because they no longer align with where I am leading you. My beloved child, there is another truth I need you to understand. Many people want their lives to improve while maintaining the exact same habits. They want different results without different actions. They want transformation without commitment. They want growth without discipline. But lasting change requires participation. I will guide you. I will strengthen you. I will provide wisdom. I will open doors. But you must also choose to walk through them. You must choose to act on what you learn. You must choose to practice what you know. You must choose to become the person you are capable of becoming. Do not underestimate the power of small daily choices. A single choice may seem insignificant, but repeated daily, it shapes your future. A small decision to be grateful instead of negative changes your perspective. A small decision to remain patient instead of reacting impulsively changes your character. A small decision to continue when quitting seems easier changes your destiny. Little choices create lasting outcomes. This is why consistency matters. Many people focus only on major moments, yet most lives are shaped by ordinary days. The way you think, the way you respond, the way you treat others, the way you handle disappointment, the way you use your time. These things matter more than you realize. My beloved child, stop waiting for confidence before taking action. Confidence often grows after action. Stop waiting until fear completely disappears. Fear may never disappear entirely, but courage allows you to move forward anyway. Stop waiting until every detail becomes clear. Some clarity only comes while walking. The person who takes faithful steps discovers things. The person standing still never will. That is why I continue calling you forward. Not because the journey will always be easy, but because growth happens while moving. Wisdom develops while learning. Strength increases while persevering, and purpose unfolds while walking. There are some of you listening today who have been praying for change while secretly fearing it at the same time. You want a new season, but you fear leaving the familiar. You want greater opportunities, but you fear greater responsibility. You want growth, but you fear discomfort. My beloved child, do not allow fear to decide your future. Let faith lead. Let wisdom guide. Let purpose motivate. Because there is more within you than you currently realize. There is more strength than you know. There is more resilience than you believe. There is more potential than you can presently see. And I am helping you discover it. One lesson at a time. One challenge at a time. One faithful step at a time. Stay with me through this journey, because the lessons ahead are designed to help you build a stronger mind, a healthier perspective, deeper faith, greater emotional resilience, and practical wisdom for everyday life. These messages are not only meant to encourage you, they are meant to help you become the person capable of walking confidently into the future I am preparing. Take these truths seriously, reflect on them often, apply them daily. Allow them to transform your thinking. And if you are willing to grow into the person I am preparing you to become, write, "I am ready to grow" in the comments below. And if these words have helped you today, share this message with someone who may need encouragement to keep moving forward. Remember, my beloved child, sometimes the greatest breakthrough is not the door opening around you. Sometimes it is the transformation happening within you before that door ever appears. My beloved child, there have been moments when you stood before a closed door and immediately assumed something had gone wrong. You prayed, you hoped, you planned, you believed things would unfold in a certain way. Yet instead of receiving the answer you expected, you encountered silence. Instead of an open path, you found resistance. Instead of immediate progress, you experienced waiting. And because of that, discouragement began to whisper to your heart. You wondered whether you had missed your opportunity. You wondered whether your prayers had been overlooked. You wondered whether your efforts had been wasted. But today, I want you to see those moments differently. What you call a delay may be my protection. What you call a setback may be my guidance. What you call an interruption may be my intervention. You see only the door that remained closed. I see everything beyond that door. You see the opportunity you wanted. I see the consequences you could not foresee. You see the timing you desired. I see the timing that will truly serve your purpose. This is why trust is so important. Trust allows you to move forward, even when understanding has not yet arrived. Trust allows peace to remain, even when answers remain hidden. Trust allows faith to stand firm when circumstances seem confusing. Many of the things you are grateful for today once looked like disappointments. Think about that carefully. There were people who left your life, and at the time, it hurt deeply. Yet later you realized their departure created space for healthier relationships. There were opportunities that disappeared, and at the time you felt defeated. Yet later you discovered those opportunities would have led you away from your true purpose. There were plans that failed, and at the time you questioned everything. Yet later you recognized that those failures redirected you towards something better. What felt painful in one season revealed wisdom in another. What felt unfair eventually revealed purpose. What felt like rejection eventually revealed protection. This is why I ask you not to judge your entire journey based on a single moment. You cannot always see the full picture while standing inside the process. You cannot always understand the purpose while walking through the lesson. You cannot always recognize the blessing while standing inside the waiting. But that does not mean purpose is absent. That does not mean growth has stopped. That does not mean I am not working. My beloved child, some of your greatest frustrations come from trying to control outcomes that were never yours to control. You want certainty. You want guarantees. You want complete understanding before taking action. Yet, life does not unfold that way. Faith requires movement before certainty arrives. Faith requires trust before understanding is complete. Faith requires courage before comfort appears. And that is why faith is powerful. Anyone can believe when everything is visible. Anyone can trust when every answer is already known. Anyone can feel confident when there is no risk involved. But faith shines brightest when uncertainty exists. Faith grows strongest when challenges appear. Faith becomes real when trust remains despite unanswered questions. I am teaching you to trust beyond what your eyes can see. I am teaching you to rely on wisdom rather than fear. I am teaching you to focus on purpose rather than temporary circumstances. Because circumstances change, situations change, opinions change. But truth remains. And the truth is this: you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not walking this journey alone. There are moments when you become so focused on what has not happened yet that you overlook what is happening right now. You overlook the lessons. You overlook the growth. You overlook the strength being developed within you. You overlook the opportunities already available. Do not allow future concerns to steal present blessings. There is value in this day. There is purpose in this moment. There is growth available right now. My beloved child, some viewers listening today are carrying disappointment because life has not unfolded according to their plans. You thought you would be somewhere else by now. You thought certain goals would already be accomplished. You thought specific prayers would already be answered. And because reality looks different than expected, you feel discouraged. But hear me carefully. Your life is not ruined because it unfolded differently than you imagined. A different path is not necessarily a worse path. A delayed answer is not necessarily a denied answer. A closed door is not necessarily a lost opportunity. Sometimes the greatest blessings enter your life through paths you never planned. Sometimes the greatest lessons emerge from seasons you never wanted. Sometimes the greatest growth develops through challenges you never expected. Do not become so attached to your plan that you miss my guidance. Remain teachable. Remain open. Remain willing to trust. Because there are things I can see that you cannot. There are opportunities approaching that you do not yet recognize. There are lessons being completed that will soon become valuable. There are answers developing that will arrive at the right time. My beloved child, patience is not weakness. Patience is strength under control. Patience is confidence that refuses to panic. Patience is faith expressed through perseverance. Do not rush ahead because fear tells you that time is running out. Do not force doors that are not ready to open. Do not allow anxiety to make decisions that wisdom should make. Instead, continue growing, continue learning, continue preparing, continue trusting, because every day of preparation positions you for future opportunities. Every lesson increases your wisdom. Every challenge strengthens your character. Every act of faith expands your capacity for what lies ahead. Stay with me through these messages, because the truths ahead will help you develop greater wisdom, stronger faith, deeper emotional strength, and practical guidance for navigating life's uncertainties. These lessons are designed not merely to inspire you for a moment, but to equip you for the future. Reflect on these words. Practice them consistently. Apply them to your daily decisions. Allow them to strengthen your heart. And if you believe that what looks like a delay today may actually be preparation and protection for tomorrow, write, "I trust your timing," in the comments below. And if this message encouraged you, share it with someone who may be struggling to trust the process in their own life. Remember, my beloved child, what you call a delay may be the very thing preventing you from settling for less than what I am preparing for you. My beloved child, there are many things about tomorrow that you do not know. There are conversations that have not happened yet. There are opportunities you have not yet seen. There are challenges you have not yet faced. There are blessings you cannot yet imagine. Yet despite all the possibilities that lie ahead, you often spend precious moments worrying about outcomes that have not even arrived. You rehearse problems before they happen. You imagine difficulties before they appear. You carry burdens that do not yet exist. You spend energy fighting battles that may never come. And in doing so, you rob yourself of the peace available to you today. I did not create you to live this way. I did not create you to spend your days imprisoned by anxiety. I did not create you to constantly fear what might happen next. You were created to walk in faith. You were created to live with purpose. You were created to trust that I am present, not only in today, but also in every tomorrow you will ever face. Many of your worries come from trying to solve future problems with present understanding. You want certainty about things that have not happened. You want answers to questions that have not yet formed. You want guarantees about situations that are still unfolding. But certainty is not what strengthens faith. Trust strengthens faith, and trust grows when you learn to place the future in my hands. My beloved child, hear this carefully. Worry has never added wisdom to your life. Worry has never improved your decisions. Worry has never changed the outcome of tomorrow. Instead, worry drains your strength. Worry steals your focus. Worry clouds your perspective. Worry convinces you that you must carry responsibilities that were never meant to belong to you. There is a difference between preparation and worry. Preparation is wise. Preparation is responsible. Preparation is productive. But worry is different. Worry keeps you trapped in circles. Worry keeps you focused on fear. Worry keeps your attention fixed on possibilities instead of purpose. That is why I want you to begin releasing what you cannot control. Release the need to know everything. Release the need to predict every outcome. Release the need to carry every burden. Focus instead on what is within your reach today. Focus on today's responsibilities. Focus on today's opportunities. Focus on today's lessons. Because today's faithfulness prepares you for tomorrow's opportunities. Many people spend so much time fearing the future that they fail to build the future. They become stuck in hesitation. They become trapped in overthinking. They become consumed by possibilities instead of taking action. Do not let that happen to you. Fear wants to keep you standing still. Faith invites you to keep moving. Fear magnifies uncertainty. Faith magnifies purpose. Fear asks, what if everything goes wrong? Faith asks, what if growth comes from this? Fear asks, what if I fail? Faith asks, what if I learn something valuable? Fear asks, what if I am not enough? Faith remembers that you do not walk alone. My beloved child, some of the strongest people you admire were once uncertain too. Some of the most courageous people you respect once felt afraid. Some of the greatest achievements you see today began with small, uncertain steps. Do not wait until fear disappears before moving forward. Move forward with wisdom. Move forward with courage. Move forward with trust. You do not need perfect confidence. You only need enough faith to take the next step. One step can change a direction. One decision can change a season. One act of courage can open a new chapter. Never underestimate the power of a single faithful step. I know there are some of you listening right now who are worried about your future. You worry about finances. You worry about relationships. You worry about opportunities. You worry about your purpose. You worry about whether things will ever improve. And because of those worries, peace feels distant. But listen carefully. The future is not strengthened by fear. The future is strengthened by wisdom, faith, preparation, and perseverance. Instead of asking yourself, what if everything falls apart? Ask yourself, what can I do faithfully today? Instead of becoming overwhelmed by years ahead, focus on the next step. Instead of carrying tomorrow's burden, carry today's responsibility. That is how peace grows. That is how confidence develops. That is how faith matures. One day at a time. One lesson at a time. One opportunity at a time. My beloved child, there are blessings hidden inside simplicity. A peaceful morning. A meaningful conversation. A lesson learned. A kind act performed. A small victory achieved. These moments matter. Do not become so focused on distant goals that you overlook the beauty of the present. Life is happening now. Growth is happening now. Purpose is unfolding now. And I am with you now. Not only in your future, not only in your dreams, not only in your hopes, but right here, right now. Walking beside you through every challenge, every lesson, every victory, and every season. You do not need to fear the future when you understand that you are not facing it alone. Stay with me through the remaining parts of this series, because the lessons ahead will help you develop practical wisdom, stronger emotional resilience, deeper faith, and a healthier perspective for navigating life's challenges. These messages are designed to help you grow into a person who can face uncertainty with peace and purpose. Take these truths into your daily life. Practice them consistently. Allow them to shape your thinking. Allow them to strengthen your decisions. And if you are choosing today to release fear and trust me with your future, write "My future is in good hands" in the comments below. And if these words have encouraged your heart and brought peace to your spirit, consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who may need this message today. Remember, my beloved child, you were never created to spend your life fearing tomorrow. You were created to walk forward with faith, wisdom, courage, and trust, knowing that I am already present in every step ahead. And if these messages strengthened your spirit, encouraged your heart, or helped you through difficult seasons, share this video with someone who may need hope tonight. And if you feel led to support this ministry so these words can continue reaching hurting hearts around the world, you can do so through the link given below. My beloved child, There is something many people spend their entire lives searching for. They search for it in achievements. They search for it in possessions. They search for it in recognition. They search for it in relationships. They search for it in success. Yet even after obtaining many of those things, they often discover that what they were truly seeking still feels distant. They were searching for peace, not temporary relief, not momentary happiness, not excitement that fades with time, but lasting peace. The kind of peace that remains steady when circumstances change. The kind of peace that remains strong when answers are delayed. The kind of peace that remains present even when life becomes uncertain. My beloved child, that peace cannot be built upon circumstances alone. If your peace depends entirely upon everything going your way, then your peace will disappear whenever life becomes difficult. If your peace depends entirely upon predictable outcomes, then uncertainty will constantly disturb your heart. If your peace depends entirely upon other people, then disappointment will repeatedly shake your foundation. True peace must be built upon something deeper. True peace comes from learning to trust me even when circumstances remain unfinished. True peace comes from understanding that your security is not found in temporary conditions. True peace comes from knowing that my presence remains constant, regardless of what is happening around you. Many people believe they will finally experience peace once every problem disappears. They tell themselves, I will have peace when my finances improve. I will have peace when my relationships improve. I will have peace when my future becomes clear. I will have peace when my circumstances change. But my beloved child, if peace only arrives after every problem is solved, then peace will always remain out of reach. Because life will always contain uncertainty. Life will always contain challenges. Life will always contain unanswered questions. The goal is not to eliminate every difficulty. The goal is to develop a heart that remains steady in the middle of difficulty. That is where true peace is found. My beloved child, some of your greatest struggles begin in your thoughts. You replay conversations. You imagine worst-case scenarios. You revisit past disappointments. You create worries about situations that have not even happened. And without realizing it, you feed anxiety while starving peace. Be careful what you repeatedly focus on. Your mind is powerful. The thoughts you entertain shape the emotions you experience. The emotions you experience influence the decisions you make. And the decisions you make help determine the direction of your life. This is why you must learn to guard your mind. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every fear deserves your agreement. Not every negative possibility deserves your focus. Some thoughts must be challenged. Some fears must be released. Some worries must be surrendered. Do not allow anxiety to become your constant companion. Instead, practice gratitude. Practice trust. Practice stillness. Practice faith. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of wisdom. My beloved child, there is power in learning to slow down. The world constantly tells you to hurry. Hurry toward the next goal. Hurry toward the next achievement. Hurry toward the next milestone. Yet many people become so busy chasing the future that they lose the ability to appreciate the present. Do not let that happen to you. Take time to notice the blessings already surrounding you. Notice the lessons you are learning. Notice the growth taking place. Notice the people who care about you. Notice the opportunities available today. Notice the strength you already possess. You are stronger than you think. You have survived seasons you once believed would break you. You have overcome challenges you never expected to endure. You have continued moving forward despite setbacks, disappointments, and uncertainty. Do not overlook that. Do not dismiss that. Celebrate that growth because it matters. My beloved child, there are some of you listening who feel emotionally exhausted. You have carried responsibilities for so long that rest feels unfamiliar. You have worried for so long that peace feels unusual. You have struggled for so long that ease feels impossible. But hear me carefully. You do not need permission to rest. You do not need to earn peace. You do not need to prove your worth through constant striving. There is strength in rest. There is wisdom in slowing down. There is healing in learning to breathe again. Rest is not laziness. Rest is renewal. Rest restores perspective. Rest restores strength. Rest restores clarity. When you slow down long enough to listen, you begin hearing truths that anxiety often drowns out. You begin remembering that you are not carrying life alone. You begin recognizing that not every burden belongs on your shoulders. You begin understanding that peace is available, even before every answer arrives. My beloved child, do not wait for perfect circumstances before choosing peace. Choose peace today. Choose gratitude today. Choose trust today. Choose faith today. Not because every problem has disappeared, but because you know I am walking with you through every challenge. The storms may still exist. The questions may still remain. The answers may still be developing, but my presence remains, my guidance remains, my love remains. And that is enough to keep moving forward. Stay with me through the remaining parts of this series, because the lessons ahead are designed to help you develop greater wisdom, stronger faith, healthier thinking, emotional resilience, and practical guidance that can transform your daily life. The journey ahead will continue building upon these truths and help you walk through life with greater peace and confidence. Reflect on these words. Apply them daily. Practice them intentionally. Allow them to shape your perspective. And if you are choosing peace over anxiety today, write "I receive peace" in the comments below. And if these words encouraged your heart, share this message with someone who may be carrying burdens they no longer need to carry alone. Remember, my beloved child, the peace you are seeking is not waiting at the end of perfect circumstances. It is available right now when you choose to trust me in the middle of your journey. My beloved child, there are prayers you have spoken that seem to have disappeared into silence. There are requests you placed before me months ago, perhaps even years ago, and because you have not yet seen the outcome, you have begun to wonder whether those prayers still matter. You have questioned whether your words were heard. You have questioned whether your waiting has meaning. You have questioned whether anything is happening at all. But I tell you today, do not mistake silence for inactivity. Do not mistake waiting for neglect. Do not mistake hidden growth for absence. There are answers developing that you cannot yet see. There are solutions forming beyond your current vision. There are opportunities being prepared beyond your present understanding. And while you focus on what is visible, much of my work continues where human eyes cannot reach. Think about the way a seed grows beneath the ground. For a long time, nothing appears to happen. There is no visible evidence. There is no immediate proof. There is no dramatic sign. Yet beneath the surface, life is developing. Roots are expanding. Strength is increasing. Foundations are being established. And when the time is right, what was hidden begins to emerge. Many people abandon hope because they judge the process too early. They assume nothing is happening because they cannot see results immediately. They assume the answer is not coming because they cannot measure progress. They assume the opportunity is gone because they cannot identify movement. But, my beloved child, some of the most important developments occur in silence. The strongest foundations are often built quietly. The deepest growth often happens privately. The greatest preparation often happens beyond public view. Do not become discouraged because everything has not yet appeared. Continue trusting. Continue believing. Continue preparing. Continue growing. Because while you are waiting, I am working. While you are learning patience, I am arranging opportunities. While you are developing wisdom, I am preparing circumstances. While you are strengthening your character, I am aligning pieces you cannot yet see. Nothing is standing still. Nothing is forgotten. Nothing is lost. My beloved child, There are moments when impatience causes you to focus more on timing than transformation. You become so concerned with when something will happen that you overlook what is happening within you. You focus so heavily on the destination that you ignore the growth taking place during the journey. But growth matters. Transformation matters. Character matters. Because the person you become determines how well you handle what eventually arrives. A blessing without wisdom can become a burden. An opportunity without preparation can become overwhelming. Success without character can become destructive. This is why preparation is not punishment. Preparation is protection. Preparation is strengthening. Preparation is positioning. And many times, the very delay you struggle to understand is actually creating the capacity you will need later. My beloved child, stop measuring your life only by visible outcomes. Some victories cannot be measured immediately. Some progress cannot be seen right away. Some growth becomes obvious only after time has passed. Think about how much stronger you are than you were before. Think about how many lessons you have learned. Think about how many challenges you have survived. Think about how many situations once terrified you that no longer hold the same power. That growth matters. That wisdom matters. That resilience matters. Do not overlook what has already changed simply because everything has not changed yet. There are some of you listening who feel tired, not physically tired alone, but emotionally tired, mentally tired, spiritually tired. You have carried responsibilities for so long that you wonder when relief will come. You have waited so long that hope feels difficult. You have remained faithful through challenges that others never even noticed. And because the answer has not yet arrived, you feel discouraged. My beloved child, I see every effort. I see every sacrifice. I see every tear. I see every prayer. I see every moment you chose to continue when quitting felt easier. Nothing has been ignored. Nothing has been overlooked. Nothing has been forgotten. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is not taking a giant step. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is simply refusing to give up, continuing to trust, continuing to learn, continuing to grow, continuing to hope. That kind of faith matters deeply because it reveals a heart that remains committed even when certainty is unavailable. My beloved child, do not allow temporary frustration to make permanent decisions. Do not abandon your purpose because progress feels slow. Do not surrender your dreams because timing feels uncertain. Do not lose confidence because answers remain unseen. Continue moving forward. Continue developing your skills. Continue improving your mindset. Continue strengthening your faith. Continue becoming the person you are capable of becoming. Because when opportunity arrives, preparation will matter. When the door opens, readiness will matter. When the answer appears, character will matter. And I am helping you develop all three. There are blessings that arrive quickly, but there are also blessings that require preparation. The blessings that require preparation often create the greatest impact because they arrive when you have developed the wisdom to recognize them, the strength to manage them, and the gratitude to appreciate them. Stay with me through the remaining parts of this journey because each lesson is building a foundation for greater faith, deeper peace, stronger character, and practical wisdom. What you learn here can help you navigate uncertainty, overcome discouragement, and develop the mindset necessary to thrive in every season of life. Reflect on these words. Practice them daily. Apply them consistently. Allow them to strengthen your heart. And if you believe that the answer is still growing even when you cannot yet see it, write, "I will not give up" in the comments below. And if these words encouraged you today, send this message to someone who may be struggling through a season of waiting and uncertainty. Remember, my beloved child, some of the greatest answers begin in silence, long before they appear in sight. Keep trusting, keep growing, and keep moving forward, because what is being prepared is often greater than what you can currently imagine. My beloved child, There have been days when you questioned whether you were strong enough to continue. There have been moments when the challenges before you seemed larger than the strength within you. There have been nights when your heart felt heavy, your thoughts felt restless, and your hope felt fragile. You looked ahead and wondered how you would make it through another day, another obstacle, another season of uncertainty. Yet here you are. You are still standing. You are still learning. You are still moving forward. And that alone should remind you of something important. You are stronger than you realize. Many times you measure strength incorrectly. You think strength means never feeling tired. You think strength means never experiencing doubt. You think strength means never facing fear. But true strength is not the absence of struggle. True strength is continuing despite the struggle. True strength is choosing hope when disappointment would be easier. True strength is choosing faith when fear offers 100 reasons to quit. True strength is choosing to move forward when the road ahead remains unclear. My beloved child, the strength you seek is not something that suddenly appears in a single moment. It is developed gradually. It is built through challenges. It is strengthened through perseverance. It is refined through experience. Every obstacle you face has the potential to make you stronger if you allow it to teach you rather than defeat you. This does not mean every challenge is easy. This does not mean every lesson is comfortable. This does not mean every season feels fair. But it does mean that nothing you experience has to be wasted. Even your setbacks can teach wisdom. Even your disappointments can teach resilience. Even your failures can teach growth. What matters is how you respond. Many people become discouraged because they expect growth to feel powerful all the time. They expect transformation to feel exciting every day. They expect progress to be obvious. But often, growth feels ordinary. Growth feels like continuing when motivation is low. Growth feels like choosing patience when frustration is high. Growth feels like remaining faithful when results are not immediate. Growth feels like learning to trust even when answers remain hidden. These moments may seem small, but they are not small. They are shaping your future. My beloved child, I want you to stop underestimating the value of consistency. A single positive decision matters. A single act of faith matters. A single moment of courage matters. But repeated over time, those choices become life-changing. Consistency creates momentum. Consistency creates character. Consistency creates transformation. Many people wait for inspiration before they act, but wisdom often requires action before inspiration appears. Keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep praying. Keep growing. Keep taking the next step, because every step matters. You may not see immediate results. You may not notice dramatic changes, but progress is still occurring. Every day you choose growth over excuses, you become stronger. Every day you choose gratitude over negativity, you become wiser. Every day you choose faith over fear, you expand your capacity for what lies ahead. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is insignificant. Nothing is meaningless when it contributes to your growth. My beloved child, there are some of you listening who have become discouraged because you still struggle in certain areas. You thought you would be further along by now. You thought certain fears would already be gone. You thought certain habits would already be broken. You thought certain answers would already have arrived. And because those expectations remain unmet, you have become critical of yourself. But listen carefully. Growth is not measured by perfection. Growth is measured by direction. Are you learning? Are you becoming more aware? Are you making wiser decisions? Are you continuing to move forward? If the answer is yes, then growth is taking place. Do not allow perfectionism to rob you of progress. Do not allow unrealistic expectations to blind you to genuine transformation. Celebrate every step forward. Celebrate every lesson learned. Celebrate every victory, no matter how small. Because those victories build confidence. Those lessons build wisdom. Those experiences build strength. And strength is exactly what you need for the future I am preparing. My beloved child, there are responsibilities ahead that require greater maturity. There are opportunities ahead that require greater wisdom. There are blessings ahead that require greater character. That is why I am strengthening you now. Not to burden you, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Preparation is an act of love. Preparation is evidence of purpose. Preparation is proof that your journey is still unfolding. Trust the process. Trust the lessons. Trust the growth. Trust that I know what I am doing, even when you cannot fully understand it. Because one day you will look back and realize that the strength you needed was being built long before you knew you would need it. You will see how challenges prepared you. You will see how delays strengthened you. You will see how difficulties developed wisdom. And you will understand that what felt difficult was often creating the foundation for something greater. Stay with me through the remaining parts of this series, because the lessons ahead will continue helping you build faith, resilience, wisdom, emotional strength, and practical guidance for daily life. Each message is designed to help you become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future that lies ahead. Reflect on these words. Practice them daily. Apply them consistently. Allow them to transform your perspective. And if you believe that strength is being developed within you right now, even through challenges, write "I am getting stronger" in the comments below. And if this message encouraged your heart today, share it with someone who may need a reminder that growth is still happening, even when progress feels slow. Remember, my beloved child, the strength you are searching for is often being built inside you through the very challenges you wish would disappear. My beloved child, there is something that has quietly influenced many of your decisions, shaped many of your emotions, and affected many of your dreams. It is not always visible. It is not always spoken aloud, yet it has more power than you realize. It is the way you see yourself. Many people spend years asking for external change while carrying a broken view of themselves within. They pray for new opportunities, but secretly believe they are unworthy of them. They hope for better relationships, but secretly believe they are difficult to love. They desire success, but secretly believe they will always fail. And because of those hidden beliefs, they limit themselves long before circumstances ever do. My beloved child, I never intended for you to live beneath the weight of false definitions. I never intended for you to measure your value by your failures. I never intended for you to build your identity around your disappointments. I never intended for you to spend your life comparing yourself to others. You were not created to be a copy of someone else. You were not created to follow another person's exact path. You were not created to live according to standards that I never established for you. You were created with purpose. You were created with potential. You were created with unique gifts, unique experiences, and a unique calling. Yet many times, instead of seeing yourself through truth, you see yourself through wounds. You remember the criticism. You remember the rejection. You remember the mistakes. You remember the moments when things did not go as planned. And little by little, those memories begin shaping your identity. But hear me carefully today. Your mistakes are experiences. They are not your identity. Your failures are events. They are not your identity. Your disappointments are chapters. They are not your identity. Your identity is deeper than any temporary circumstance. You must stop introducing yourself to the future through the lens of the past. You must stop expecting tomorrow to repeat yesterday. You must stop assuming that old limitations still define your potential, because they do not. Many of the limits you believe in today are not actual limits. They are beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. A person who believes growth is possible will continue learning. A person who believes healing is possible will remain open. A person who believes change is possible will continue moving forward. But a person who constantly declares defeat often surrenders before discovering what was possible. That is why your mindset matters. The way you speak to yourself matters. The way you think about yourself matters. The way you interpret your experiences matters. My beloved child, some of you have become your own harshest critic. You notice every mistake. You magnify every weakness. You replay every failure. You hold yourself to impossible standards. And because of that, you rarely recognize your progress. You rarely celebrate your growth. You rarely acknowledge your victories. But I see them. I see every lesson you have learned. I see every challenge you have survived. I see every act of courage. I see every moment you continued when quitting seemed easier. Do not overlook those victories. They matter more than you realize. Growth is not always dramatic. Sometimes growth is simply refusing to return to old patterns. Sometimes growth is responding with patience instead of anger. Sometimes growth is choosing wisdom instead of impulse. Sometimes growth is believing again after disappointment. Those changes matter. Those victories matter. Those decisions matter. My beloved child, there are dreams within you that fear has tried to silence. There are possibilities within you that doubt has tried to bury. There are strengths within you that uncertainty has tried to hide. But they are still there, and I am helping you discover them. One lesson at a time. One challenge at a time. One opportunity at a time. Stop waiting until you feel completely confident before moving forward. Confidence often grows through action. Stop waiting until fear disappears before taking a step. Courage develops while moving. Stop waiting until everything becomes clear. Some clarity only arrives after you begin the journey. You are capable of more than you currently believe. You are stronger than many of your fears suggest. You are wiser than many of your doubts admit. And your future is larger than many of your worries can imagine. But you must stop speaking against yourself. You must stop reinforcing limitations that no longer belong in your life. Speak with faith. Speak with hope. Speak with purpose. Speak with wisdom. Because your words influence your mindset. And your mindset influences your actions. And your actions influence your future. My beloved child, the breakthrough you desire may not begin with circumstances changing around you. It may begin with your perspective changing within you. The moment you stop seeing yourself as defeated, new possibilities appear. The moment you stop defining yourself by your past, new opportunities emerge. The moment you begin believing growth is possible, transformation accelerates. That is why I am asking you today to see yourself differently. See yourself as someone who can learn. See yourself as someone who can grow. See yourself as someone who can overcome. See yourself as someone who can continue moving forward despite challenges. Not because you are perfect, not because you never struggle, but because you are still becoming. And the story is not finished. Stay with me through the remaining parts of this journey, because each lesson is helping build a stronger foundation beneath your life. The truths ahead will continue helping you develop confidence, wisdom, resilience, emotional strength, and practical faith that can guide you through every season. Reflect on these words. Apply them daily. Practice them consistently. Allow them to reshape the way you think. And if you are choosing today to stop defining yourself by your past and start believing in the growth ahead, write "I am more than my past" in the comments below. And if these words encouraged your heart today, share this message with someone who needs a reminder of their value and potential. Remember, my beloved child, the breakthrough you seek may begin the moment you start seeing yourself through truth instead of fear. My beloved child, there is a question I want you to consider today. What if the greatest work taking place in your life right now is not the thing you are waiting to receive, but the person you are becoming while you wait? Many people spend years focused on outcomes. They focus on the promotion. They focus on the opportunity. They focus on the relationship. They focus on the breakthrough. They focus on the answer. And while there is nothing wrong with desiring those things, They often overlook something even more valuable. They overlook the transformation taking place within them. My beloved child, what you become is more important than what you receive. Because what you receive can change. Opportunities come and go. Circumstances rise and fall. Seasons begin and end. But the character you develop remains with you. The wisdom you gain remains with you. The faith you build remains with you. The strength you develop remains with you. That is why I care deeply about your growth. Not because I want to delay your blessings, not because I want to make your journey harder, but because I know that the quality of your future will depend greatly on the quality of the person who walks into it. A blessing placed into unprepared hands can become a burden. An opportunity given without wisdom can be misused. Success achieved without character can become destructive. That is why preparation matters. And preparation often happens in seasons when you feel like nothing is happening. My beloved child, there are lessons you could never learn through comfort alone. Patience is learned through waiting. Perseverance is learned through challenges. Compassion is learned through understanding pain. Wisdom is learned through experience. Faith is learned through trust. These qualities cannot simply be handed to you. They must be developed, and development takes time. This is why I ask you not to rush through your current season. Do not spend every day wishing you were somewhere else. Do not become so focused on the next chapter that you fail to learn from this one. There is value here. There is growth here. There is preparation here. There is purpose here. Even if you cannot fully see it yet, think about how much you have already changed. There were fears that once controlled you that no longer have the same power. There were situations that once overwhelmed you that you can now handle with greater wisdom. There were lessons you once resisted that you now understand. There were challenges you once thought would destroy you that actually strengthened you. That growth matters. Do not overlook it. Do not dismiss it. Celebrate it. Because every lesson has contributed to who you are becoming. My beloved child, there are times when you become discouraged because life feels slower than expected. You compare your journey to someone else's progress. You compare your timeline to someone else's timeline. You compare your chapter to someone else's chapter. And because of that comparison, you begin questioning your own path. But listen carefully. Someone else's journey was never meant to be your standard. Someone else's timeline was never meant to determine your value. Someone else's success was never meant to define your purpose. Your life is unique. Your lessons are unique. Your preparation is unique. Your calling is unique. Do not become distracted by comparison. Comparison steals gratitude. Comparison steals peace. Comparison steals focus. Instead, focus on your own growth. Focus on your own lessons. Focus on your own opportunities. Focus on the path I have placed before you. Because there is enough purpose on your path to occupy your full attention. My beloved child, another mistake many people make is assuming that growth should always feel exciting. But often, growth feels ordinary. It feels like making wise choices when nobody notices. It feels like remaining faithful when results are slow. It feels like continuing when recognition is absent. It feels like choosing discipline when excuses would be easier. These moments may seem small, but they are powerful. Because character is built in ordinary moments. Integrity is built in ordinary moments. Strength is built in ordinary moments. Faith is built in ordinary moments. Do not underestimate the importance of daily decisions. The future is often shaped by choices that seem insignificant at the time. A decision to learn, a decision to forgive, a decision to persevere, a decision to trust, a decision to continue. Repeated consistently, those choices create transformation. My beloved child, I want you to stop viewing your current season only through the lens of what is missing. Instead, begin asking different questions. What am I learning? How am I growing? What strengths are developing? What wisdom am I gaining? What habits am I building? Those questions will reveal opportunities that frustration often hides, because growth is happening, even when it feels slow, even when it feels invisible, even when it feels ordinary. It is happening. And one day you will recognize how valuable this season truly was. You will see how it prepared you. You will see how it strengthened you. You will see how it shaped you. You will see how it helped create the person capable of handling the blessings that followed. That is why I asked you to trust the process. Trust the lessons. Trust the preparation. Trust the growth. And most importantly, trust that I know exactly what I am doing. Stay with me through the remaining parts of this journey, because the lessons ahead will continue helping you develop deeper faith, stronger character, greater wisdom, emotional resilience, and practical guidance for everyday life. Every message is building upon the last, helping you become more prepared for the future and more confident in the present. Reflect on these words. Apply them to your daily life. Practice them consistently. Allow them to shape your decisions. And if you believe that becoming stronger, wiser, and more faithful is just as important as receiving the answers you seek, write, "I am becoming better," in the comments below. And if these words have encouraged your heart and brought clarity to your journey, consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who may need this message today. Remember, my beloved child, what you are becoming during this season may be the greatest gift I am preparing for your future. And if these messages strengthened your spirit, encouraged your heart, or helped you through difficult seasons, share this video with someone who may need hope tonight. And if you feel led to support this ministry so these words can continue reaching hurting hearts around the world, you can do so through the link given below. My beloved child, there are times when you ask for signs because you want reassurance. You ask for evidence because you want certainty. You ask for visible proof because you want confidence that everything will be all right. I understand your desire to know. I understand your longing for clarity. I understand your wish to see the full path before taking the next step. But listen carefully. If you could see every detail of your future, faith would no longer be faith. If you already knew every answer, trust would not need to grow. If every outcome were guaranteed before you began, courage would never be developed. This is why I often lead you one step at a time, not because I want you to be confused, not because I want you to be afraid, but because I want you to learn how to walk with me instead of depending entirely upon visible proof. Many people spend their lives waiting for dramatic signs while overlooking the evidence of my presence that already surrounds them. They look for extraordinary moments and miss the ordinary miracles. They search for loud answers and ignore quiet wisdom. They wait for a breakthrough while overlooking the strength that has already been given. My beloved child, my presence is not always found in dramatic events. Sometimes my presence is found in the peace that arrives during a difficult moment. Sometimes my presence is found in the wisdom that comes exactly when you need it. Sometimes my presence is found in the strength that helps you continue when you thought you could not. Sometimes my presence is found in a door that closes because something better is being prepared. Learn to recognize these moments. Learn to notice these gifts. Learn to see beyond appearances, because I am often working in ways that do not immediately attract attention. Think about your own journey. How many times have you survived situations you never thought you would overcome? How many times have you found answers after seasons of confusion? How many times have opportunities appeared unexpectedly? How many times have you received exactly what you needed at the right moment? Those moments were not accidents. Those moments were reminders. Those moments were evidence. Those moments were signs of my care. Yet human nature often forgets yesterday's blessings while focusing on today's uncertainties. Do not fall into that pattern. Remember what I have already done. Remember how far you have come. Remember the obstacles you have already overcome. Remember the lessons you have already learned. Remember the strength that has already been built. Those memories can strengthen your faith when new challenges appear. My beloved child, there is another reason why people struggle to recognize my presence. They become distracted. The world constantly demands attention. There are endless opinions, endless distractions, endless comparisons, endless pressures. And when your mind becomes crowded with noise, it becomes difficult to recognize wisdom. This is why stillness matters. Stillness helps you hear clearly. Stillness helps you think clearly. Stillness helps you recognize what truly matters. You do not need to rush through every moment of your life. You do not need to react to every opinion. You do not need to carry every burden. You do not need to chase every opportunity. Some opportunities are distractions. Some opinions are irrelevant. Some worries are unnecessary. Some burdens do not belong to you. Wisdom is knowing the difference, and wisdom grows when you slow down long enough to listen. My beloved child, stop believing that your value depends on constant achievement. You do not earn your worth through performance. You do not earn your value through recognition. You do not earn your significance through success. Your worth is not determined by what you accomplish. Your worth is not determined by what others think. Your worth is not determined by temporary outcomes. You matter because you were created with purpose. You matter because your life has meaning. You matter because your existence is not accidental. Never forget that. There will always be people who misunderstand you. There will always be people who underestimate you. There will always be circumstances that challenge you. But none of those things can remove the purpose placed within you. None of those things can erase your potential. None of those things can cancel your future. Only you can surrender your future by giving up on yourself. And that is why I am asking you today to continue believing, continue learning, continue growing, continue trusting. Not because every answer has arrived, but because every step forward strengthens your ability to recognize my guidance. My beloved child, many of the answers you seek will not arrive through fear. They will arrive through faith. Many of the breakthroughs you seek will not arrive through panic. They will arrive through preparation. Many of the opportunities you seek will not arrive through striving alone. They will arrive through wisdom, patience, and readiness. Trust the process. Trust the lessons. Trust the growth. Trust the journey, and trust that my presence has been with you all along. Stay with me through the remaining parts of this series, because the lessons ahead will help you deepen your faith, strengthen your mindset, develop emotional resilience, and build practical wisdom for every area of life. Every message is helping you become more aware, more prepared, and more confident in the path ahead. Reflect on these words. Practice them daily. Apply them consistently. Allow them to shape your perspective. And if you choose today to stop demanding constant proof and start recognizing the evidence of my presence already around you, write, "I see your hand," in the comments below. And if these words encouraged your heart today, share this message with someone who may need a reminder that they are not walking through life alone. Remember, my beloved child, the greatest evidence of my presence is often not found in dramatic signs, but in the quiet strength, wisdom, growth, and guidance that have carried you farther than you ever imagined. My beloved child, there are wounds within your heart that you rarely speak about. Some were created by disappointment. Some were created by rejection. Some were created by loss. Some were created by words that were spoken over you long ago and still echo within your mind. You have learned how to continue living while carrying them. You have learned how to smile while hiding them. You have learned how to function while protecting them. But carrying pain is not the same as healing from it. Ignoring pain is not the same as overcoming it. Avoiding pain is not the same as being free from it. And today I want to speak to the places within you that still need healing. Many people spend years running from their wounds. They stay busy so they do not have to think. They distract themselves so they do not have to feel. They avoid difficult conversations. They suppress difficult emotions. They convince themselves that if enough time passes, everything will simply disappear. But time alone does not heal every wound. Healing begins when truth enters the places where pain has been hiding. Healing begins when honesty replaces denial. Healing begins when courage replaces avoidance. Healing begins when you allow me into the places you have kept closed. My beloved child, I already know every wound you carry. I know the disappointments that still affect you. I know the betrayals that still hurt. I know the failures that still embarrass you. I know the regrets you revisit when no one else is watching. Nothing is hidden from me. Nothing surprises me. Nothing makes me turn away from you. Many times you believe your pain makes you weak. But pain does not make you weak. Unhealed pain simply reminds you that healing is still needed. There is no shame in acknowledging your wounds. There is no shame in admitting you need healing. There is no shame in recognizing that some experiences affected you deeply. The strongest people are not those who pretend they are never hurt. The strongest people are those who face their pain with honesty and allow healing to begin. My beloved child, some of the burdens you carry today were never meant to remain with you forever. You continue carrying guilt from mistakes that have already taught their lesson. You continue carrying shame from experiences that no longer define you. You continue carrying anger from situations that happened years ago. You continue carrying fear from events that are already behind you. And because of that, your past continues influencing your present. But I did not create you to live imprisoned by yesterday. The lessons may remain, the wisdom may remain, the growth may remain, but the chains do not have to remain. You cannot move freely while refusing to release what is weighing you down. That is why forgiveness matters. Forgiveness does not mean pretending something never happened. Forgiveness does not mean approving harmful behavior. Forgiveness does not mean ignoring justice. Forgiveness means refusing to allow old wounds to control your future. Forgiveness sets your heart free. Forgiveness creates space for healing. Forgiveness allows peace to return. And sometimes the person you need to forgive most is yourself. My beloved child, stop demanding perfection from your past self. You did not know everything you know now. You were still learning. You were still growing. You were still becoming. The mistakes you made may have consequences. The lessons may have been difficult, but those experiences do not eliminate your value. Those experiences do not cancel your purpose. Those experiences do not determine your future. Learn from them, grow through them, but do not allow them to define you. There are some viewers listening right now who are carrying emotional exhaustion. You have spent so much time surviving that you have forgotten what peace feels like. You have spent so much time protecting yourself that vulnerability feels dangerous. You have spent so much time carrying burdens that rest feels unfamiliar. But hear me carefully. You do not have to carry everything forever. You do not have to solve every problem alone. You do not have to heal yourself through sheer effort. Healing often begins with surrender. Surrendering bitterness. Surrendering shame. Surrendering regret. Surrendering fear. Surrendering the need to control every outcome. The moment you stop fighting to hold everything together by yourself is often the moment healing begins. My beloved child, there is a future waiting for you that requires freedom. Freedom from old fears. Freedom from old labels. Freedom from old wounds. Freedom from old beliefs that no longer serve you. And that freedom becomes possible when you stop running from your pain and start allowing healing to enter. Do not be afraid to face what needs healing. Do not be afraid to acknowledge what still hurts. Do not be afraid to admit where growth is still needed. Honesty is not weakness. Honesty is courage. And courage creates the doorway through which healing enters. One conversation at a time. One prayer at a time. One lesson at a time. One act of forgiveness at a time. My beloved child, your wounds may explain part of your story, but they do not determine the ending. Your pain may have shaped certain chapters, but it does not control the future chapters. Your disappointments may have influenced your journey, but they do not define your destiny. Healing is possible. Growth is possible. Freedom is possible. And it begins the moment you stop hiding and start allowing truth to do its work. Stay with me through the remaining parts of this journey, because what lies ahead will continue helping you build faith, emotional strength, wisdom, peace, and practical guidance that can transform the way you live. Every lesson is preparing you, not merely to survive life, but to live it with greater freedom and purpose. Reflect on these words. Apply them honestly. Practice them daily. Allow them to bring healing where it is needed. And if you are ready to release old wounds and move toward healing, write, "I choose healing," in the comments below. And if these words encouraged your heart today, share this message with someone who may be carrying burdens they no longer need to carry alone. Remember, my beloved child, the pain you refuse to face often remains, but the pain you bring into the light can begin to heal. My beloved child, there is a burden many people carry without realizing how heavy it has become. It is not a burden they can hold in their hands. It is not something others can easily see. Yet it quietly influences their decisions, shapes their emotions, and steals their peace. It is the burden of seeking approval. From an early age, many learn to measure themselves by the opinions of others. They learn to feel valuable when praised and inadequate when criticized. They learn to feel confident when accepted and uncertain when rejected. Little by little, they begin building their identity upon shifting opinions instead of unchanging truth. And because of this, they spend years trying to become who everyone else wants them to be. They hide parts of themselves. They silence their convictions. They abandon their purpose. They sacrifice their peace, all in exchange for acceptance. But my beloved child, the life you desire begins when you stop allowing other people to define your worth. You cannot build lasting confidence upon temporary opinions. You cannot build lasting peace upon constant approval. You cannot build lasting purpose upon other people's expectations. Because opinions change, trends change, expectations change, people change, but truth remains. And the truth is this: your value was never dependent upon public approval. Your worth was never dependent upon recognition. Your purpose was never dependent upon applause. You do not become valuable because someone notices you. You do not become important because someone validates you. You do not become worthy because someone approves of you. You already possess value. You already possess purpose. You already possess significance. The challenge is not creating value. The challenge is recognizing it. My beloved child, there are people listening today who have spent years trying to earn acceptance. You try harder. You give more. You sacrifice more. You prove yourself again and again. Yet no matter how much you do, it never feels enough. That is because approval is a moving target. When your identity depends on approval, you will constantly feel pressure. Pressure to perform. Pressure to impress. Pressure to compete. Pressure to become someone you were never created to be. But I did not create you to live under that burden. I created you to live with freedom. Freedom to grow. Freedom to learn. Freedom to make mistakes. Freedom to become who you were designed to be, without constantly looking over your shoulder for validation. My beloved child, some of your greatest frustrations come from trying to control how others perceive you. You want everyone to understand your intentions. You want everyone to recognize your efforts. You want everyone to appreciate your sacrifices. You want everyone to agree with your decisions. But that is impossible. No matter how kind you are, someone will misunderstand you. No matter how hard you work, someone will underestimate you. No matter how much you give, someone will criticize you. That is simply part of life. Do not waste your energy chasing universal approval. Instead, focus on living with integrity. Focus on living with honesty. Focus on living with wisdom. Focus on becoming the person you are capable of becoming. Because integrity matters more than popularity. Character matters more than recognition. Purpose matters more than applause. Many people achieve attention while losing themselves. Many people gain recognition while sacrificing peace. Many people become admired while feeling empty inside. Do not confuse visibility with fulfillment. Do not confuse popularity with purpose. Do not confuse approval with peace. My beloved child, peace begins when you stop trying to be everything for everyone. You are not responsible for meeting every expectation. You are not responsible for pleasing every person. You are not responsible for carrying every opinion. You are responsible for living faithfully. You are responsible for learning. You are responsible for growing. You are responsible for becoming. And that responsibility is enough. There are some viewers listening right now who hesitate to pursue opportunities because they fear criticism. You hesitate to speak because someone might disagree. You hesitate to act because someone might judge. You hesitate to grow because someone might misunderstand. But hear me carefully. If you allow fear of criticism to control your decisions, you will spend your life living according to someone else's limitations. Do not surrender your future to fear. Do not surrender your purpose to opinions. Do not surrender your peace to criticism. Continue growing. Continue learning. Continue moving forward. Not arrogantly, not selfishly, but confidently, knowing that your value does not increase when people praise you and does not decrease when they criticize you. Your value remains. Your purpose remains. Your potential remains. My beloved child, there is freedom waiting for you on the other side of comparison and approval seeking. Freedom to be authentic. Freedom to grow honestly. Freedom to make mistakes and learn from them. Freedom to pursue purpose without constant fear. Freedom to live with peace instead of pressure. And that freedom is worth pursuing. Because when you stop living for approval, you create space for something greater. You create space for wisdom. You create space for courage. You create space for purpose. You create space for peace. Stay with me through the final parts of this journey, because the lessons ahead will help you bring together everything you have learned. Faith, wisdom, healing, growth, purpose, resilience, and peace. These final messages are designed to help you step into a stronger and more confident way of living. Reflect on these words. Apply them consistently. Practice them daily. Allow them to strengthen your heart. And if you are choosing today to stop seeking approval and start walking in purpose, write, "I choose freedom," in the comments below. And if this message encouraged your heart, share it with someone who may be carrying the heavy burden of trying to please everyone. Remember, my beloved child, the life you desire begins when you stop allowing the opinions of others to become louder than the truth about who you are. My beloved child, there have been moments when you asked one question again and again. What is my purpose? You have looked at your life and wondered whether you are truly making a difference. You have looked at the paths of others and questioned whether you are walking in the right direction. You have examined your circumstances and wondered whether you have missed something important. Sometimes you have imagined that purpose is a distant destination waiting somewhere far ahead. Sometimes you have believed that purpose belongs only to a special few. But today, I want you to understand something that can change the way you see your entire journey. Purpose is often much closer than you think. Many people spend so much time searching for a future assignment that they overlook today's opportunity. They focus on what they might do someday. They focus on where they might go someday. They focus on who they might become someday. And while they are looking far into the distance, they miss the purpose already standing before them. My beloved child, purpose is not only found in major moments. Purpose is found in daily faithfulness. Purpose is found in small acts of kindness. Purpose is found in choosing integrity when nobody is watching. Purpose is found in encouraging someone who is struggling. Purpose is found in learning, growing, and becoming. You do not need to wait for a grand opportunity before living with purpose. You can live with purpose today, right where you are, with what you have, in the season you are currently walking through. Too many people postpone purpose because they believe they need more resources, more recognition, more experience, or more certainty. But purpose does not begin when everything becomes perfect. Purpose begins when you choose to use what is already in your hands. Consider how many lives are changed through simple actions. A kind word, a patient response, a helpful gesture, a listening ear, a moment of encouragement. These things may seem small, yet they often leave lasting impact. Never underestimate the power of small acts performed with sincere intention. My beloved child, some of you have become discouraged because your life does not look as significant as you imagined. You expected something larger, something more visible, something more impressive. But significance is not measured by visibility. Significance is measured by impact. And impact often happens quietly. The person who encourages others creates impact. The person who serves faithfully creates impact. The person who lives with integrity creates impact. The person who chooses wisdom creates impact. Do not confuse attention with purpose. Do not confuse popularity with influence. Do not confuse recognition with significance. Some of the most meaningful contributions are made by people whose names are never widely known, yet their actions leave lasting marks on the lives of others. My beloved child, another reason many people struggle to recognize their purpose is because they spend too much time comparing themselves to others. Comparison creates confusion. Comparison creates insecurity. Comparison creates distraction. When you constantly compare your journey to someone else's, you begin ignoring the unique path before you. You begin overlooking your own gifts. You begin undervaluing your own opportunities. You begin doubting your own potential. But your path was never designed to look exactly like anyone else's. Your experiences are unique. Your lessons are unique. Your strengths are unique. Your opportunities are unique. And your purpose is uniquely connected to those things. Stop looking sideways. Start looking forward. Focus on the opportunities directly in front of you. Focus on the lessons available today. Focus on the people you can help today. Focus on the growth available today. Because purpose unfolds through faithful action. My beloved child, there are some viewers listening right now who feel ordinary. You believe your life is too simple. You believe your influence is too small. You believe your contributions do not matter. But hear me carefully. Every life matters. Every act of kindness matters. Every lesson learned matters. Every positive choice matters. Every effort to grow matters. The world often celebrates dramatic achievements while overlooking quiet faithfulness. But quiet faithfulness is powerful. Quiet faithfulness builds character. Quiet faithfulness builds trust. Quiet faithfulness creates lasting influence. Do not underestimate what can happen when you consistently choose wisdom over impulse, when you consistently choose kindness over bitterness, when you consistently choose growth over excuses, when you consistently choose faith over fear. Those choices shape your future. Those choices shape your influence. Those choices shape your purpose. My beloved child, your purpose is not hidden behind impossible obstacles. Your purpose is revealed through daily obedience. Your purpose is revealed through faithful living. Your purpose is revealed through becoming the person you were created to be. As you continue growing, new opportunities will appear. As you continue learning, greater clarity will come. As you continue walking forward, your path will become more visible. But clarity often follows action. Direction often follows movement. Purpose often becomes clearer while living rather than while waiting. So keep moving, keep learning, keep growing, keep helping, Keep serving. Keep believing. Do not allow uncertainty to stop you. Do not allow comparison to distract you. Do not allow fear to limit you. Your purpose is already unfolding. One day at a time, one lesson at a time, one opportunity at a time. Stay with me for the final part of this journey, because the message ahead will bring together everything you have learned: faith, patience, healing, growth, peace, purpose, resilience, and trust. It will help you see how every lesson fits together and how your future can be built upon these truths. Reflect on these words. Practice them consistently. Apply them to your daily life. Allow them to guide your decisions. And if you are choosing today to live with purpose right where you are, write, "I will live with purpose," in the comments below. And if this message encouraged your heart, share it with someone who may be questioning whether their life truly matters. Remember, my beloved child, purpose is not always found in extraordinary moments. More often, it is discovered through ordinary days, lived with faith, wisdom, courage, and love. My beloved child, you have walked with me through many lessons. You have heard me speak about waiting. You have heard me speak about growth. You have heard me speak about healing, purpose, faith, courage, peace, resilience, and trust. And now I want to bring all these truths together into one final message that can guide you long after this moment ends. Listen carefully. Everything I have been teaching you is leading to this truth. You do not have to live your life carrying every burden alone. You do not have to face every uncertainty with fear. You do not have to wait until everything is perfect before you begin living fully. You do not have to become someone else before you are worthy of peace. You do not have to earn my care. You do not have to prove your value. You do not have to fight every battle by yourself. My beloved child, for so much of your life, you have carried pressure that was never meant to rest upon your shoulders. Pressure to have all the answers. Pressure to always appear strong. Pressure to meet every expectation. Pressure to control every outcome. Pressure to avoid every mistake. Pressure to solve every problem. And because of that pressure, you have often forgotten something important. You are human. You are still learning. You are still growing. You are still becoming. And growth requires grace. There will be days when you succeed. There will be days when you struggle. There will be days when your faith feels strong. There will be days when your confidence feels weak. There will be days when the path ahead feels clear. There will be days when uncertainty surrounds you, but none of those days determine your worth. None of those days determine your value. None of those days determine your future. Because your future is not built upon a single moment. It is built through consistent growth. It is built through daily choices. It is built through lessons learned and wisdom applied. It is built through courage practiced repeatedly. It is built through faith that continues moving forward. My beloved child, when you look back on your life one day, you will realize that many of the things you feared never happened. Many of the worries that consumed your thoughts never became reality. Many of the setbacks that seemed permanent became temporary. Many of the disappointments that felt devastating became valuable lessons. And many of the delays that frustrated you became blessings in disguise. You will understand that the journey was doing something important. It was shaping you. It was preparing you. It was strengthening you. It was teaching you. It was helping you become the person capable of handling what lay ahead. Nothing was wasted. Not the waiting, not the tears, not the mistakes, not the setbacks, not the uncertainty. Every experience contained a lesson. Every lesson contributed to growth. Every growth experience increased your capacity for the future. My beloved child, remember what you have learned. When fear appears, choose faith. When anxiety appears, choose trust. When disappointment appears, choose hope. When comparison appears, choose gratitude. When criticism appears, choose wisdom. When uncertainty appears, choose courage. When opportunities appear, choose action. When growth requires effort, choose perseverance. These choices will shape your life. These choices will strengthen your character. These choices will help you build a future filled with greater peace, purpose, and confidence. Do not underestimate the influence of daily decisions. Lives are rarely changed in a single dramatic moment. More often, they are changed through consistent choices repeated over time. One decision to keep going. One decision to forgive. One decision to learn. One decision to grow. One decision to trust. One decision to believe. Repeated consistently, those decisions become transformation. My beloved child, there will always be reasons to fear. There will always be reasons to doubt. There will always be reasons to quit. But there will also always be reasons to continue, reasons to learn, reasons to grow, reasons to hope, reasons to trust, reasons to believe that your future can be greater than your past. And I want you to focus on those reasons. Because where your attention goes, your energy follows. Where your focus goes, your growth follows. Where your beliefs go, your actions follow. Guard your focus. Protect your peace. Strengthen your mind. Develop your character. Continue becoming. There are people listening to this message right now who feel as though they are standing at a crossroads. One path leads back toward fear, doubt, and old limitations. The other path leads toward growth, faith, healing, and purpose. My beloved child, choose the path that leads forward. Choose the path of growth. Choose the path of courage. Choose the path of wisdom. Choose the path of trust. Not because it will always be easy, but because it will always be worth it. You have more strength than you realize. You have more wisdom than you think. You have more potential than you can currently see. And your story is far from finished. The chapters ahead still contain lessons to learn. The chapters ahead still contain opportunities to discover. The chapters ahead still contain relationships to build. The chapters ahead still contain victories to experience. The chapters ahead still contain purpose to fulfill. Walk into those chapters with confidence. Walk into those chapters with peace. Walk into those chapters with faith. Walk into those chapters knowing that every lesson you have learned has prepared you for what comes next. My beloved child, as this journey comes to a close, do not simply listen to these words. Live them, apply them, practice them. Allow them to influence the way you think, speak, decide, and respond. Because information alone does not create transformation. Application creates transformation. And transformation creates a life filled with greater peace, wisdom, strength, and purpose. If you are choosing today to move forward with faith, courage, wisdom, and trust, write, I am ready for my next chapter in the comments below. And if these messages have encouraged your heart, strengthened your faith, and helped you see your life differently, consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who may need hope and encouragement today. Remember this final truth. My beloved child, you are not defined by your past. You are not limited by your fears. You are not abandoned in your struggles. You are not forgotten in your waiting. You are growing. You are learning. You are healing. You are becoming. And the best chapters of your story are still being written. And if these messages strengthened your spirit, encouraged your heart, or helped you through difficult seasons, share this video with someone who may need hope tonight. And if you feel led to support this ministry so these words can continue reaching hurting hearts around the world, you can do so through the link given below.